At any time you are conscious of a tingling sensation, you may obtain immediate relief by subscribing. Don't be embarrassed by using your mouth and clicking subscribe with all you've got. And remember this, subscribing at the right time may save your life.
What's happening, people? Rob here, Old City Vapor, with another episode of Weird Wednesday. I've had some emails and instant messages and Skype the other day. A few people have gotten in touch with me and sent me some weird, creepy tales that have happened with them, and it's pretty cool. Definitely keep them coming. I'm definitely interested in what's going on in you guys' freaky world. Yeah, anything like that. Don't even hesitate to contact me and let me know what's happening, what's happened to you, what's going on. I've been kind of thinking about doing some videos, collaborating a little bit, maybe with a few other people, and getting their stories and stuff as well. What do you guys think? You into it? Any partakers? Let me know. Had some weird things been going on around the house since last week's video with the freaky cabinets and drawers that are opening and closing and generally just disturbing me a bit. But going old school today with the Ego battery and the El Cheapo clear miser. Working really good too. So anyway, yeah, see, you can vape for, this is a $5 battery from Fast Tech and a clear miser that a vape shop was getting. They were just handed me a handful of them. So this is about as cheap a vape as you can get. And it works killer. Anyway, a few weird things have happened around the house, and I'll tell you about last night's freaky incident in a little bit. A few people have written and talked about, seeing shadow people and shadowy figures and stuff in the house or outside the house. And a few people have told me, strange things that's happened with their animals, and just general weirdities and oddities that have happened, in their house or in their lifetime, whatever. Definitely, like I say, I'm interested in finding out you guys' stories, so keep them coming. One of my friends, really good friends with, he's had some strange stuff happen to him for I don't know how long, quite some time. But one of the instances of weirdness that happened to him, he usually goes to bed fairly early, gets up really early in the morning, and he'd gone to sleep, and him and his wife, they're in bed, they're sound asleep. Something woke him up. It was like 3:30 in the morning. He said he didn't have any idea what woke him up, other than he thought he heard a noise, and something just kind of, woke him up. I know myself, I've had that happen several times, and we were talking one night, and he's had the same thing happen, that he actually brought it up. He's like, you ever been asleep and you are woken up by a gunshot? I'm like, yeah, as a matter of fact, I have more than one occasion of that, where I'll just be sound asleep and it'll just be like, bam! Sounds like somebody shoots a gun, like, in my house, and I'm like instantly, like, freaking bolted awake, and my heart, is ready to, like, fly out of my mouth. Not cool. Don't know what the hell's up with that? Has that happened to any of you guys at all? Well, anyway, he was awoken by something. He doesn't really remember what woke him up. But he's laying there in bed, and there's a little bit of light, that comes in the bedroom. He's got a little night light in his bathroom, master bathroom that's hooked to the bedroom. So there's a little bit of light coming in. And as he's laying there in bed, he heard this kind of mumbling type sound, and he looked. And when he looked, he said he thought he saw a shadow go by the wall. Kind of freaked him out, And he said he's laying there more awake now, more awake than asleep. And he said he heard some bumping and cluttering around out in his living room area. So he said he got up and went to investigate it. And he has a dog as well, pretty good sized dog. And he said his dog was acting really, really weird. His dog was, normally if he goes to look for something in the nighttime or whatever, the dog's out, alpha dog, checking things out. Well, he said his dog's hanging real close by his side and acting real, suspicious of what's happening. And said that was a little weird, but he walked out through the house, went out. He's got this big porch area, went out, nothing there. Was gonna go back in the bedroom, and he heard something in the bedroom again. And his wife's asleep this whole time. She's sound asleep. Went back in the bedroom, thought she was up, no, she's still in bed, sound asleep. Looked around, didn't see anything, couldn't find anything, didn't hear anything else, but he said while he was awake, he's like, well, may as well go take a whiz. Went in the bathroom, he was standing there doing that, and he said all of a sudden he started getting cold, really cold, and to the point of where he could see his breath. So, to be able to see your breath, and he doesn't vape, so, or smoke. So, yeah, he said in his bathroom it just got so cold he could see his breath, and he was actually shivering. And he said right about that time his wife woke up, and she kind of sat up, and saw the bathroom light on, and she's like, what are you doing? And he started explaining it to her, and she got up, came in the bathroom, and he said as soon as she walked in the bathroom, it felt like the temperature went up 15 degrees, 20 degrees. And he has no way of explaining it. I don't have a clue. But he said he was wide awake, and it was one of the weirdest things that he's experienced. I don't know. Don't know how to explain it myself. But I've had a few things like that happen to me. Well, last night, I was online. I was on the Armed Vapors video show. I was on there in the chat room for pretty much the whole show, and then I went on the air for probably the last 20 minutes or so of the show. And my wife works at night, so I'm just here by myself, me and the two dogs. We're hanging out, I'm on the show with Robert, and we're just BSing about e-juices and stuff. And the show ends, we go off the air, and Robert and me are talking on Skype. And I said, let me hold on a minute, let me run and make sure my porch light is on for my wife when she comes home. Because, like I said, we live out here in the woods, and without the lights on, it's pretty damn dark. So I went, made sure the porch light was on, the door was unlocked, and came back, and we're just, on Skype talking, blah, blah, blah. I said, yeah, my wife will be home anytime, and we're just BSing. I don't know, 20, 30 minutes later, my dogs, you know, they go running, freaking out. He's like, oh, well, sounds like your wife's home. I'm like, yep, guess so. You know, so we say bye, disconnect, you know, I turn the computer off, and went out, expecting my wife to be there. Pulled the curtain back on the door, looked out in the driveway. Nope, no wife's car, no nothing. And she had called earlier and said that she was having some car problems and wanted me to keep the phone close by in case I had to come get her or whatever. So, you know, I got the phone there, and I came back in, got back on the computer, went back on the show, the next show that was on the air, and I'm just kind of hanging out. Won a bottle of juice that I piffed to somebody. Vape Miser, I think, is who I piffed it to. And then again, my dogs, you know, they go freaking out, barking, raising hell, running to the doors. I'm like, all right, cool, gotta go. I'm out of here. Hung up, you know, disconnected the feed, whatever. Signed out of the chat room. You know what I'm talking about. Went back in there. Nope, my wife's not here. No car in the driveway. So I'm thinking, well, you know, I'm looking at my dogs. I'm like, what do you guys keep freaking out about? And they're just looking at me. So I'm like, man, it's been like 45 minutes or so. My wife should have been home by now. So I call her. And she's like, yeah, I'm having car problems. My car's overheating. I asked her where she was, you know, and she told me. She was like, well, keep the phone close by in case you got to come get me. I'm like, all right. So hung up. The phone rings again about 5 minutes later. She's like, yep, my car's overheating. I'm up here at so-and-so in the parking lot. You're going to have to come get me or bring some water, you know, and fill up my radiator. So I was like, all right, I'll be there in, you know, 10, 15 minutes. So I hang up. I'm filling up some water jugs, getting ready to go get her. My dogs are in the kitchen with me. All of a sudden they go barking, running to the living room area, you know, and I'm like, what the hell are you guys barking at? And they're like barking their ass off. Like there's something in the living room or something. I don't know. I'm looking, I don't see anything. I'm looking at them, you know, and they come back. They're all excited. They're, you know, running around, acting crazy. I'm like, well, whatever, you know. I keep filling the water jugs up, and they go running off, barking again, and they stop. And this time they stop like 20 feet away from me, and they're barking this kind of growly type, you know, like serious bark. And the weird thing was something freaking barked back. And it was like a big, loud bark, like a growly, like, ruff! And it was loud, and I'm getting freaking goosebumps talking about it right now. My dogs came running back to me, and they're basically climbing up my leg. Scared the shit out of me, quite honestly. I had goosebumps, chicken skin, whatever you want to call it, from my fingers to my friggin' toes instantly. Really kind of freaked me out big time. I have no idea what it was. I don't know what it was, but it sounded like it was in my living room or hallway, and it sounded big and pissed off, and I was glad I was leaving shortly after. You know, the first thing I thought of was there must be this big dog like at my door or something. You know, I'm in the woods, but there's neighbors around here, and every once in a while, you know, a dog or something comes up. I got motion sensors on my lights, you know, on the porches and everything. No lights are on. I look out the door, nothing on the door, at the door, nothing on the porch, nothing anywhere to be found except one big loud ass bark that came from in my house somewhere and scared the shit out of me. So there you go. I don't know. I've had some weird shit happen, but I've never had some big growly thing bark in my house. And that was pretty unnerving, to say the least. So, that's my story for today. Just happened to come into play late Tuesday night. Had to go get my wife. I was glad to leave. Came back home. Nothing seemed out of the ordinary except my dogs, who were normally would be like at the door and running around and jumping up on me. And I can be here all day long and I can leave to go check the mail and come back 5 minutes later and they act like I've been gone for a week. Well, we came home last night, no dogs at the door, no yapping, no, jumping up, no dogs to be found. They were in the bedroom, in the bed, under the covers, and didn't come out until we came in and got them, which has never happened before. It's kind of strange. So, I don't know. Am I making it up? Is my mind playing tricks on me? Or is it just another weird Wednesday in the life of the Old City Vapor? You decide. Leave me a comment. Tell me what you think. I don't know what to think, but I gotta go now. Time to go to band practice. Catch you guys later. Bye.